Darkness was over the face of the deep. The earth was void, and form was in perpetual sleep, for the mouth of the Lord had not yet opened to speak. And so we know darkness forms where God has no speech. But then words vibrated the cheek of God's mouth. Let there be light, the universe's first peek at sound. Now, this vow between brightness and articulation, radiance and communication, language and the luminous, linguistics and the lucent, this companionship between words and light is the way God is illuminating the darkness of night. For where darkness was mute, God brought the light of terminology. Where blackness was acute, God brought bright phraseology. So it seems to be the genesis of theology that God's word creates light and drives out obscurity. But even after God created man out of his own paternity, darkness was still Earth's demographic majority. For the sons of Adam's fraternity and the daughters of Eve's maternity, once they left the shelter of Eden's proximity, found themselves scattered by Babel's hostility. For through the confusing of language, God's words and God's light could not reach every nation. Darkness was over the face of the deep. The earth was void, and God's language and light were in perpetual sleep. But then the Word became flesh and began to speak, sparking a flame that his church is now making complete. For when those flaming tongues loosed the lips of the apostles' speech, God began the fulfillment of a promise that every one of 7,000 languages his word would reach. And he's been busy making good on this promise's mountainous feat. From the pen of Paul to the mouth of John, from the letters of Peter to every known tongue, from the Gothic alphabet Ulfilas invented to make the scriptures known, to the Latin Vulgate of Saint Jerome, from Gouillard's French to Dresden's Czech, from Cyril's Slovakian to Wycliffe's English, Luther's German, Agricola's Finnish, Scarina's Russian, Reina's Spanish, from Portuguese to Latvian, Icelandic to Estonian, the light of God's word is filling this world, and it only keeps growing. For we are the lineage of our forefathers, the heritage of our ancestors. We are the propagators of God's promise, the completers of our predecessors. We are the carriers of light, the translators of emancipation. We are at the front of the fight, replacing darkness with articulation. This is Illumination, God's word pouring forth to every tongue, native, tribe, and nation. And we gather here to celebrate that by God's grace and through his people, the light has illuminated the darkness of one